USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey joins us. And Brad, as we talk about what to expect this winter, what's on the radar in terms of a winter forecast for us for the lower 48?
The big thing we're watching is the fact that La Nina returned during the month of September for the fifth time in 6 years. And with that, now November's been a little bit strange so far. We haven't fully kicked into what you would expect to see with a La Nina regime. But I think as we move toward the end of November and beyond, we will get into a more of a typical La Nina pattern. So what's been unusual so far this month is that we have seen a lot of rain in California, especially Southern California. And we have also seen that earlier before that, a big outbreak of cold weather that came down through the eastern half of the country. As we move toward the end of November and beyond, it looks like a more typical La Nina regime. And by that, I mean stormier, colder weather across the north. And some of that warmth and dry weather should become more established across the south. It'll be a while until we get there. In fact, the next few days look pretty stormy across the central and southern Great Plains. And what I've been telling people is that given the fact that we are heading into a La Nina winter, we need the moisture across the southern plains now. Parts of Oklahoma and Texas have been hot and dry. We saw some November record high temperatures last weekend. Places like Lawton, Oklahoma, into Wichita Falls, 92 degrees last Saturday. We don't want to see that when we're talking about winter wheat establishment. So moving forward, again, looks like more of a La Nina regime setting in for the latter part of November and certainly by Thanksgiving.
Real quick, Brad, as we talk about what does this mean going into next year's planting season, this sounds like maybe a short La Nina. Is that true?
Yeah, relatively short and weak La Nina. So perhaps the typical patterns that we would expect to see with La Nina might not become well established or might not become established for very long. But that said, I still have some confidence in saying that some of the northern areas of the country, Northern Plains, Upper Midwest, could face a spring with a delayed warm-up. So we could see some snowy, cold conditions lingering into the early to mid-spring across some of those northern production areas. Typically coming out of La Nina, we do see a later planting season in the north, and we will have to watch drought in the south. Right now, we're in good shape in the central Great Plains, but as you move south from there into Oklahoma and Texas, we do have developing drought. We should chip away at that in the next few days, but over the long term, heading through the winter, that is a warm, dry signal we will have to watch for the southern Great Plains.
All right, Brad Rippey, thank you so much for joining us. Sure appreciate it.